Before we wrap up, what is the most challenging thing about running a YouTube channel or a creator business, if you will, in your opinion?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. I think that's this is a volatile, highly emotional world that is chock full of incentives that can kind of distract you from what you should really be focusing on, you know?
Well,
If I fully lose sight of why I started doing this, that joy for creating things and sharing stuff on the internet and connecting with people around the world and talking about subjects that I am excited about, if I fully lose sight of that, it's bad news. You know, that's when things like burnout and anxiety and that kind of unhappiness can really creep in. And so I think the most challenging thing about all of this is focusing on the invisible infrastructure, if you will, the tools and systems that you have to have in place that keep you on track. The stuff that, in theory, you know, or I should say on paper, doesn't make you any money, right? They're not the sponsorships, they're not the new products that you're releasing, but it's the stuff that keeps you on track and that keeps you, that allows you to do this long term and really make a career out of it.
Yeah. Can you give a few examples of what those things are?
Yeah, absolutely. So surrounding yourself with the right people, you know what I mean? The kinds of people that will tell you, like, look, you it looks like you're filling your plate too full. You know, this doesn't look like it's sustainable what you're doing right now. Yeah. Or so the right people, you know, the right conversations to be had, the right rhythm. For a long time, I would not take weekends. I would not take time off because I was just like, I was in that kind of grind and hustle mentality where I have to make this take off. You know, I have to make this work. And that is okay for a limited amount of time, but that must have an end date, you know, because you can't live your entire life like that. And so simple things like that, right? And more people are talking about it, which is great, but it really is extremely important, you know, taking time off here and there. And then it gets a little bit more individualized, right? Like you have to figure out how you function as a person. I think for me, it's really important to incorporate a lot of travel. I need to be exploring new places that excite me. But I have to pace it as well. I can be too much, right? So it's finding the right rhythm. And then I think also systems can also include, what is your information diet, right? Like, you know, when I'm not posting something on Instagram, first of all, I don't follow anybody on Instagram.
I saw that. I found that really fun. I'd never seen that before. You have like
so many comments about it. Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of followers there and 0 people that you follow. Yeah.
I just don't, it's not my way of staying in touch with my network of friends and contacts. So I have another private account that I pop into every once in a while, but not following anybody and deleting the app when I'm not posting anything. You may notice I don't post very many stories. I just don't need to. I will when I have a purpose, and I do once a week or every few weeks or whatever. But that was insanely helpful for my mental health. And I think also like not looking at YouTube Studio, not looking at the performance of stuff, not constantly checking growth and numbers and whatnot. I found that these invisible things were sapping so much of my energy and my ability to do the work that really matters. And so I highly encourage people to focus on that.
I think that's really powerful what you just shared here, because we talked about mental health and about, you know, YouTube. It's very easy for us to compare ourselves to others who are more successful. Yeah. So how can we wrap up this advice? What are some of the things, again, that keep you on track?
So I would say the things that keep me on track are the systems and tools that I have in place to keep me focused on what sort of brings meaning to my life. Yeah. So the right people, the right conversations, the right rhythm for working and not burning the candle at both ends. And my information diet, like being clear on what I should and should not consume, because I just could feel every time I would open Instagram or YouTube Studio or what have you, this level of stress that just saps your energy, you know?
Yeah.
So it's these things that make a huge difference, I find.